In this video, we are going to show you how to replace your front strut. Let's get started. Okay friends, it's time to get started on our job. One of the first things you need to do is safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground with the suspension hanging. Once you've done that, continue on to removing all 6 of your 21mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Now that we have the wheel off, we have a nice clear view of our front strut. To gain access to this, let's move along to our outer tie rod end. To remove the outer tie rod end, first you want to remove the locking cotter pin. Whenever you remove one of these, it's a good idea to go ahead and replace it in the end. Now we can move along to removing the 21mm tie rod nut. Keep in mind, when you remove this, there's nothing holding the tie rod into the knuckle. Don't let it fall down and potentially hurt you. Now that I have that off of there, I'll just give it a quick inspection and put it back on there a couple threads. To break the tie rod end free from the knuckle, go ahead and use your hammer. You want to hit directly on the knuckle itself. Be careful not to damage the tie rod end boot, the stud, or your brake rotor. Once you've moved the tie rod end out of the way, continue on to your lower sway bar link mounting nut. To remove this nut, you're going to have to hold the stud in place. Commonly, in between the sway bar link and the lower control arm, you're going to find an area you can grab with a wrench. Ours is stripped, so I'll use some locking pliers to hold the stud still while I use a 17mm socket to remove my mounting nut. Now once you have this side taken apart, you're going to need to go over to the other side of the vehicle and remove the sway bar link on the other side. Once you have that done, you can move the sway bar links and move the bar far enough out of the way so you can gain access to the lower strut. Now that I have the other side out, I can swing this and bring it down. Now we have clear access to removing the lower strut from the lower control arm. To remove this, we'll use a 19mm wrench and an 18mm socket. Once you have that lower bolt loosened, continue on up to your top mounting nuts. You're going to find 3 15mm mounting nuts that hold the strut to the frame. Fully remove your lower bolt. Now we can grab that strut and carefully pull it out of here. You want to be extremely careful not to damage your axle boot as you bring this down and out. Let's get this over to the spring compressor. Now, once you have this in the spring compressor, I want to talk to you about something before you continue compressing the spring. It's important to make sure you understand where the end of the coil spring needs to end on your brand new strut. You'll find that you have a divot that goes down a little bit, and that's exactly where the very end of the coil spring needs to go. The tool that you want to use is something that's going to be able to hold it still and compress the spring without it shaking around and potentially coming apart. Once you have this top nut off of here, you want to make sure that the spring can't come loose. It could potentially go flying away across the room. Once you've got your spring inside the proper compressed area, make sure you try to condense it down. The next thing that I want to do is once again pay attention to that lower divot on the strut itself. Follow it straight up to the strut cap. You want to put a clear marking on your cap so you know exactly where the cap needs to line up with the bottom of the strut. On this cap, it has a little hole in it. Pretty much lines up perfect. I'll just make my marking anyways. Once you have your spring compressed, you're going to want to make your way up here to the top center nut. To remove this, typically you just want to use a 19mm socket. Remove the nut, and then you can remove the top cap. Ours is frozen in place, so I'm going to have to cut the nut off of here. Now once you have that top nut off of there, you can continue on by pulling this down. Get this out of here. There it is, friends. Once you have your strut out of there, continue on by lifting up on the strut cap. We're going to have a look in this area. You want to make sure that this rubber dampener across here is still in good condition. If it looks like it's worn, torn, or damaged in any way, you have to go ahead and replace it. Now that I talked about the outer ring, we also need to talk about the center bushing area. We'll carefully grab onto that, give it a little wiggle, and pull it right off of there. Sometimes you can pull from the bottom or the top. It doesn't really matter. What you'll notice in between the two bushings is a metallic spacer. You're going to be reusing the spacer, but replacing the bushings. Pop this one off of here. There goes that one. We can just pull this right out of here. The next thing I always like to do is clean up my spacer and give it a close inspection to make sure it's not rotted or damaged in any way. Once you have it cleaned up well enough to see, continue on by putting it into one of your brand new bushings. Slide it in and bottom it out against the far end. Now that I've got that one in there, we'll continue on by lifting this up, come from the bottom and slide it right on through. We'll get the top lined up, put the bushing on there. There we are. Now when we go to put this in place, you want to pay attention to that lower area that I had spoken to you about before. You can see exactly where the coil spring had ended, right in this area. We want to make sure that we line that up with the very end of the coil spring. Slide it into place. Now once it's down on there, just double check your marking. You want to make sure that you still have your marking lined up with the bottom area of your coil spring. It's extremely important. Now we can put our new strut in place, paying attention to the lower area where the coil spring needs to sit. We'll slide that shaft right up through our bushings. Now we'll take our top washer here, slide it right on there. Continue on with your mounting nut. Now we can bottom out this mounting nut using an 18mm. Something to mention real quick is if you find when you're trying to tighten the nut, the whole shaft tries to spin, looking at the top of the shock, you're going to find an area that you can use an 8mm headed wrench right along here to hold that shaft still. Then you can use a ratcheting 18mm wrench to tighten your nut as needed. The torque for this nut is 40 foot-pounds, which overall is not very much. Now before we continue on by releasing our spring pressure, just double check to make sure you're completely lined up. You want to make sure you have the bottom of the strut lined up with this groove right here. If you have it off even just a little bit like this, if you hit a bump driving down the road, it's going to shift and it's going to change your alignment. So just keep that in mind. Get that right lined up. Continue on all the way up to make sure that your marking's still lined up properly. If it is not, just go ahead and carefully spin the cap until it is. After that, release the spring pressure, and then we can get this over to the vehicle. Before we put this into the vehicle, continue on with a wire brush. You want to make sure you clean up the entire mating surface along the top mount of the strut that you're putting in. And then we're going to make our way over to the frame, to the strut tower. You want to clean down along the bottom where the top of the strut's going to sit, and then up along the top, along each of the holes where your mounting studs go through. There we are. Once you have it slid into place, continue on with all three of your upper mounting nuts. Now we can put in our lower mounting bolt. Adjust the lower control arm as needed so the bolt slides through from the front to the rear. Now we can start this mounting nut on here a few threads. Before you tighten any of your hardware, the next thing you need to do is put your lower control arm in ride height position. So essentially imagine as if the wheels were on the ground and the full body weight was on there as well. It would have your suspension compressed a little bit. I'll apply pressure underneath my lower control arm. Once it feels as though it does not want to compress anymore, continue on by tightening your lower bolt and then torquing it to 99 foot-pounds. Now I'll hold the nut still with my 19mm wrench and snug the other side with a 19 as well. While still holding pressure on the lower control arm, snug the top nuts and then torque them to 20 foot-pounds. Now we can release pressure from our lower control arm. Now before we continue on by putting on the sway bar link, it's important to note, whenever you do a strut, you always want to make sure you do them as a pair. So before you go ahead and mount that sway bar link, go ahead and replace the strut on the other side of the vehicle as well. Time to move back to our sway bar link. We'll lift up on the bar, put the stud of the sway bar link into the differential. Continue on with your mounting nut. Once you have that started on there, hold the stud in place with your wrench along the backside and snug up the mounting nut. Torque that nut to 14 foot-pounds. Once you have the nut on the other side sway bar link, continue on to your tie rod end. We'll slide that into position, start on that mounting nut and bottom it out. Once you have it bottomed out, you're going to want to torque this to 63 foot-pounds. The next thing you want to do after you've torqued it is pay attention to the hole on the stud in comparison to the slots on your mounting nut. If for some reason it's not lined up, you need to make sure you continue tightening this nut until the very next slot does. Once you have it lined up, continue on with a brand new locking cotter pin. We'll slide it right on through and then peen it over so there's no way this nut can loosen up on its own while you're driving down the road. Now we can reinstall the wheel. We'll start on all of our lug nuts, get the wheel safely back on the ground, and then torque each of them to 98 foot-pounds. Now we can torque these in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Okay friends, we showed you how to install one side of your front strut. The process will be the exact same thing for the other side of the vehicle. After that, take it for a road test, make sure you don't hear any funny noises, get yourself safely down to your local alignment shop. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.